You people always got an excuse ready, don't you? Wallace Pruitt sneered, twisting the boy's wrist until the watch strap snapped. It hit the tile and cracked. Malik didn't flinch. "That watch was my father's," he said, quiet as a held breath. "You'll want to be careful with it." Two cashiers froze mid-scan. A stock boy stared at his shoes. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Somewhere in this story is a 17-year-old who will stand in a courtroom in 11 months and watch grown men laugh at him. Somewhere in this story is the exact second that stops being funny. What you don't know yet is what that watch was actually recording. Stay with him, because in a few minutes, a jury is going to laugh at a black teenager, and a security camera is going to make every single one of them regret it. Let's go back to where this really started, 6 months before that watch ever broke. Malik Turner stocked shelves after school at Pruitt's Corner Market for $6 over minimum wage, money his mother needed and never asked him for. He wore his father's watch every shift, a scratched Timex with a cracked crystal face, the one thing Officer Darnell Turner left behind when a call went wrong 4 years earlier. Malik didn't wind it for the time. He wound it because winding it felt like a conversation. Wallace Pruitt owned the store and ran it like a fiefdom, the kind of man who called every regular buddy and every teenager boy, who kept a baseball bat behind the register and called it insurance. He liked Malik fine, right up until the register came up $40 short on a Tuesday, and he decided fine wasn't a thing he owed a black kid anymore. He didn't check the tape. He didn't ask twice. He grabbed. The camera above the coolers kept recording anyway it always did, whether Pruitt remembered it was there or not. That was the system nobody was thinking about yet. The one that doesn't forget, doesn't blink, doesn't care who owns the store. The accusation came loud, in front of customers, in front of the boy's own name tag. "Empty your pockets," Pruitt barked, already reaching. Malik emptied them: gum wrapper, house key, nothing. Pruitt didn't apologize. He grabbed the wrist anyway, for spite, and the watch hit the floor. That was the moment the story really opens on the one you already watched. But here's what the crowd in that store didn't know. 3 states over, $40 had already turned up in a missorted deposit bag. Pruitt would find that out later, much later. For now, he fired Malik on the spot, told the store he'd handled it, and went back to ringing up cigarettes like a man who'd done something righteous. What nobody in that store understood was where the calm came from. Malik's father used to sit him down after bad calls, back when the job still let him come home nights, and tell him the same thing every time. Let your face be the last thing that changes in the room. He said it so often it stopped being advice and started being inheritance. 4 years after the funeral, that sentence was still doing the work his father couldn't. So when Pruitt screamed in his face over $40 that wasn't missing, Malik didn't scream back. He just watched and waited, the way his father taught him, the way a man waits when he already knows how this ends. It took Malik's mother filing a wrongful termination claim to drag this into a courtroom, and it took Pruitt's lawyer exactly 1 afternoon to turn it into theater. "So you're telling this jury," the attorney said, almost smiling, "that a store owner assaulted you over $40, and you just stood there?" A ripple of laughter moved through the jury box. Not cruel exactly, worse than cruel. Disbelieving. Malik answered anyway, steady as a metronome. "Yes, sir. I stood there. There's a camera above the coolers. It saw the same thing I did." The laughter thinned out, but it didn't stop. Nobody in that room had watched the footage yet. Nobody knew what the timestamp was about to prove. But what the jury didn't know was that the watch on the courtroom evidence table cracked, stopped, silent, had frozen at 4:47 p.m. the day it hit the floor. And the store's own security system time-stamped every frame to the second. The bailiff dimmed the lights. The footage rolled. Grainy, coolers humming in the background, and there was Pruitt, both hands locked around a boy's wrist, screaming into his face, while a wristwatch spun off and shattered on the tile at 4:47 p.m. Exactly. Not $40 in a register. A grown man assaulting a minor over money that, court records would later confirm, had never actually gone missing. The laughter in the jury box didn't fade this time. It died. Pruitt's face didn't just fall, it drained, gray and sudden, right there in front of the same 12 people who'd been laughing at his victim 90 seconds earlier. His lawyer stopped writing. His own wife, 3 rows back, put her hand over her mouth. Go back and watch the moment the footage starts. Watch how still Malik sits, while the room around him finally catches up to what he already knew. The verdict came back unanimous, and it came back fast. Wrongful termination, defamation, punitive damages, $340,000, plus the county's licensing board opening a separate review into Pruitt's corner market. Pruitt lost his general manager within the week. The chain that supplied his store pulled its contract 2 weeks after that, citing reputational risk, which is corporate, for we saw the video too. The footage leaked. Nobody ever found out who uploaded it, and by the following month, it had been watched 11 million times under a single blunt caption: "They laughed until they saw the tape." A statewide retailers association added a new mandatory training module the next quarter: video review before any accusation. Every time, no exceptions. Pruitt himself became the example used in that training. His name is in the slide deck. Nobody in the room ever wants to be him. Malik used the settlement to finish school without his mother working a second job, then went on to study law with one goal stitched into every application essay: to be the person who watches the tape before anyone else gets accused. 5 years later, he keeps his father's watch on his desk. Not his wrist repaired now, the crystal replaced, the strap new, but he never rewound it past 447. He says it's not broken, it's just permanently telling the truth. Every intern in his office hears the same line their first week, the one his father gave him first: "Let your face be the last thing that changes in the room." If a story like this moved something in you, hit like, send it to someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more, because somewhere out there, another camera is already rolling on another room that thinks nobody's watching. Before you go, here's what really gets me about this one. It's not the verdict. It's the 90 seconds between the laughing and the silence, and how little it actually took to close that gap. One camera, one timestamp, one boy who refused to raise his voice. So tell me honestly in the comments, has there ever been a moment in your life where you knew you were right, and you just had to wait, calm, for the proof to catch up to you?